My name is Dr Abigail and I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm bringing you this video about how does therapy work. Lots of people ask me this question. It's just talking. How can it be helpful to people? How can it change somebody's life, therapy? Well, I just want to educate a little bit on this. Think about 6 ways that therapy works. One of the first ways that therapy works is a therapist acts a bit like an emotional container, a place where you can talk about your deepest fears and your deepest worries, and there's somebody that's caring and compassionate that can listen. And also the therapist isn't involved in anything that's going on, so won't have any emotional reaction like some people in your life. Number 2, therapy works by helping people break out of destructive patterns. These could be quite significantly destructive, like drinking lots of alcohol, overwork, poor relationships, or they could be more subtle patterns. These could be patterns in thinking. We do know that certain thinking patterns actually bring on anxiety and depression. So therapy is an educator on helping the client notice these patterns. The third way that therapy can help is by understanding the mind and the body. This is general education about how to manage anxiety. For example, a lot of people when they're anxious do things that make it worse without realising. The third thing is being a teacher of psychological knowledge. So how to handle anxiety, how to manage and overcome depression. That's very different if you're grieving, dealing with bullies. It's actually what's the psychological knowledge out there of this issue and how can we pass it on to you so you can learn how to deal with it really well yourself. The fourth point with how therapy can help is thinking about our past. We're very much a product of our childhood, and often people have had very difficult experiences in the childhood or adolescenthood that have never really been talked about. And we think about this like carrying a bucket with us, and this bucket gets filled with emotional pain. And if we have a lot of pain in our childhood, our bucket is much more full and it's quite heavy to carry around in life. This can end up with people having anger issues, a lot more depression, a lot more anxiety, but actually the emotional pain is really from their childhood or adolescence and it hasn't really been processed. Another way that therapy can be useful is to enrich somebody's life. Often people can come to therapy because they feel quite lost. Maybe something major has happened in their life and they don't know where they're going and they don't know what direction to go in. Therapy can be helpful in to develop a life that's worthwhile. We have a lot of techniques at looking at what are your values in life, how do you want to spend your time, helping somebody develop a life that is worthwhile living. Point number 6 of how therapy works is actually thinking a little bit deeper about the unconscious. We do have a part of our mind that influences us. A good therapist will allow space for the unconscious to speak, space for people's deeper beliefs and thoughts to come out. It allows an individual to really get to know themselves and understand what they need out of life and how to move towards that. I hope this has been helpful. Please give me a thumbs up on the video if it has, and email me with any other questions you might have about the sorts of videos you'd like me to do. More information, see www.drabigail.co.uk.